Full funnel performance marketing sucks. It's propagated by two types of people: performance marketing nerds who take pride in overcomplicating their paid campaign setups, and channel account reps trying to get you to spend more money with them. But before we dive too deep, let's quickly start at square one. The funnel is the basic marketing concept that, before a customer purchases for the first time, they go through multiple stages of intent. These stages of intent vary, but typically starts with awareness, moving on to consideration and conversion, and ending with loyalty. If you're involved with paid marketing channels, you've probably already worked with a campaign structure that resembles this awareness to consideration to conversion to post-purchase structure. On the surface, there's nothing wrong with a full funnel approach. The issue is, in today's paid marketing landscape, they're redundant. Most advertisers can save the time and effort and just take them out. Full funnel simply isn't needed to maximize sales and revenue. The full funnel approach on paid marketing platforms is usually propagated by two groups of people. The first group are the performance marketing experts, who love making technical, complex, sequential funnel structures where everything fits into neatly classified audience boxes. Each campaign is usually then further subdivided into granular audience and lookalike splits, with tightly controlled cross-exclusions. The other group who love to talk up the value of full funnel performance marketing are channel account reps trying to get you to invest more into their platform. Loads of marketers have drunk the full funnel Kool-Aid. They regurgitate the importance of it as gospel, without truly understanding it. So let's dive in and dissect the suck, and learn the ancient secrets behind why full funnel campaigns aren't necessary to maximize your paid channel performance, and what marketers should be focusing on instead. We'll refer to meta ads for consistency, however. The callouts will be universally applicable to almost all biddable media channels. Let's start with a typical full funnel campaign structure you might see in meta ads. For most businesses, this will look something like: Number 1. Run reach ads to build brand awareness. Introduce those customers to your brand and your product. 2. Retarget the audience you've built with traffic ads to drive them to your website. Get them interested to learn more about your product. 3. Now we're cooking. That cold audience is hot for conversion. Retarget them with a strong offer to close that sale. It makes sense on the surface. It's conventional 101 funnel marketing. But here's what trips people up about meta ads targeting. I fell into this trap too. So, as most of you know, Meta, very broadly, have three targeting options. 1. Segmentation targeting covers things like interests, lookalikes, age, location, etc. 2. Retargeting the custom audiences that have built from actions such as video views and post engagements. And finally, 3. Objective targeting, which covers predefined goals that the algorithm optimizes to, things like purchase, add to cart, video views, traffic, etc. And it's precisely these objective-based algorithms which make full funnel campaign structures redundant in today's paid marketing landscape. Objective-based targeting, particularly in meta ads, are, surprisingly, very powerful. They know which users have a high tendency to take particular actions, such as watch a video, click on a link to a website off feed, or of course, purchase on e-com sites. And it does a great job at identifying and targeting these users in paid ads. You might think that everyone has a similar propensity to buy, that it only comes down to which stage of the funnel they're in, how familiar, interested, and in-market they are. I used to believe that notion too. It's generally true, but it's just not the case on meta ads. Even if someone has an interest in your industry or product, or, say, is a lookalike audience of your high-value customers, if your objective is set to something like video views, you're going to get exactly that. You're going to get great cost per conversion on video views. And that's about it. People who are more likely to watch videos don't necessarily have a greater propensity to purchase. On the other hand, people who regularly buy from e-com sites certainly have a high propensity to purchase. Meta, and almost every algorithmically driven paid ads platform, do an awesome job at identifying these users across their audience and inventory. And you can target these higher converting users by exclusively using the purchase objective on your campaigns and ad sets, instead of spreading thin across a full funnel campaign setup. But wait a minute, marketing sucks, guy. How is the audience going to buy my product if they're not warmed up and familiar to it? Don't I need to run upper funnel ads first in order to build up an audience to retarget to later? These are the sorts of notions I used to firmly believe, and channel account reps will still do their best to convince you of to this day. The reality, if you have ad creative that is concise, sharp, memorable, and you have strong product market fit, running it on a purchase objective to a broad audience will perform as strong, if not stronger than diluting it across a long-winded sequence of user journeys. The following is an example data set of one an advertiser may expect to see from running a full funnel campaign structure. Let's say an advertiser has a budget of $10,000 and they split it across 3 different campaigns: a video views campaign, a traffic driving campaign, and a conversion objective campaign, which primarily retargets the custom audiences built by the prior campaigns. You'll typically see a cascading effect where each lower step of the funnel sees incrementally better performance. This helps build the illusion of value for full funnel campaigns. Here's the thing. 9 times out of 10, redistributing that entire $10,000 into a simple broad targeting conversion objective campaign will see the same, if not better results. Even if performance were slightly worse, the amount of time and resource saved from simplifying your campaign structure and the reduced admin and overhead needed to manage your paid campaigns would offset any marginal decline in performance. The other reason simplified campaign structures are beneficial is that they force you to focus on the most important variable of all: creative. Good creative with average targeting will beat average creative with good targeting every time. But good creative is hard and often requires working cross-functionally and collaboratively with other teams to ideate high-performing creative. Many performance marketers love to stay in the comfort zone of tweaking knobs and settings, further rationalizing their self-belief in complex campaign funnel structures. So what is it that makes the objective-based targeting algorithms of modern ad platforms so strong? It comes down to the fact that each user has a propensity to perform different actions based on their profile and browsing behavior tracked by Meta or any other platform which serves display inventory. And they've become incredibly good at it. Let's imagine, for example, Meta had a breakdown of the following user segments based on their typical online behavior. 25% of users were identified as video watchers. They over-index in their likelihood to watch videos in their feed. These are, of course, the users the algorithm would optimize serving to under the video views objective. 25% scrollers. They engage little with content and ads. 25% link clickers, those who regularly click off their feed to other sites. 25% buyers, those who regularly purchase from e-com sites. When you optimize to a conversion objective of purchase, the algorithm is basically only going to filter and serve ads to those in the 25% buyers segment, unless your CPA target is being met, in which case the targeting may expand further. Even if someone in the watcher category has interests related to your targeting, they're unlikely to take purchase action and will not likely see your ad if your objective is purchases. You can test this by running identical campaigns with different objectives. Set up 2 identical campaigns with one set to a reach objective, one set to a conversion objective. Despite the audiences being identical, the same interests, the same lookalikes, the same custom audiences, the same demographics, etc., the difference in performance will be enormous. Otherwise, everyone would only be running reach campaigns all the time, since reach CPMs are significantly cheaper. This is why channel reps are so constantly thirsty to get you to invest into reach campaigns. They're essentially trying to get advertisers to invest into junk inventory because most ads are being served to low-quality users who rarely take any form of valuable commercial action. Now, that's not to say that a conventional full-funnel approach never works. It makes sense to run ads in a structured, sequential manner when a business has very specific time-to-purchase bounds or other forms of predictable lifecycle purchase behavior. Retargeting a custom audience of users who have completed a prior action like video view or post engagement will drive conversions. But if your goal is simply to drive more sales, complex setups will rarely be more cost-efficient than exclusively prospecting using a purchase objective. especially once you've factored in the net cost of running your upper funnel reach and awareness ads to create those custom audiences in the first place. Notions like warming up your audience with upper funnel ads to introduce them to your brand aren't necessary. Multiple variations of well-crafted creative will already introduce people to your brand and value props under a purchase objective. You're bundling the full funnel reach already within a simpler, easier-to-manage campaign. As performance marketers, giving up control over fine-tuning our campaigns can be a hard pill to swallow. We like to take pride in having complex, clever campaign structures. We like to impress colleagues and clients and sound like experts. Talking about complex things makes us feel smart and makes others think we're smart too. Going broad and focusing almost exclusively on creative can hurt our egos because it makes the skills that many of us have built up for years redundant. So finally, this video has talked a lot about what paid ads targeting shouldn't be. What then should be the way to cost-efficiently scale paid advertising today? In under a minute, here are the key takeouts on the approach you should take in order to save time and maximize performance in paid channel advertising. Number 1. Simplify. Simplifying your campaign structure to a purchase objective, or whatever your core commercial metric is, saves the time and effort of managing long-winded account setups, and will drive similar, if not improved, performance. Focus on a broader audience instead, with loose audience filters such as location. Skip the lookalikes and granular splits. Allow the algorithm to work with 1 to 2 larger audience datasets to see more consistent results. Number 2. Creative. With the excess time you'll have from simplifying your account setup and overhead, you can invest that time into the true biggest factor for paid ad performance: ad copy and creative. It goes without saying, but no structure will work if your creative stinks, or you have bad product-market fit. Product-market fit is just a phrase tech people like to say to sound smart. All it really means is, your product doesn't suck, and there are people willing to buy it. Number 3. Scaling. Expand targeting only when performance is stagnating. Only a small portion of users are high value across any audience inventory or DSP. Eventually, you'll reach a point where you've capped out on performance. If you're below target CPA and not seeing scale by investing more into your purchase objective audience, then it's likely time to expand into new audiences. Finally, as a caveat, simple structures make sense for most businesses because most businesses have a simple linear path to purchase for their customers. If you're working in traditional verticals such as electronics, books, fashion, groceries, fitness, to name a few, a simple structure will generally be more time and performance efficient. But not all businesses are necessarily simple. Those with unique path and time to purchase may make more sense to target users at precise times with precise messages. Then a more complex funnel structure may be optimal. And that's about it, everyone. It's time to put the ego aside and ditch the complex funnel structure, embrace simpler targeting, and focus more on creative. If you don't like full funnel campaign structures, like and subscribe. If you like them, like and subscribe too.